Hello, it's Tami Jersey Roberts, and welcome to Sugar Imbalance and Your Weight. I'm a functional nutrition counselor, but I have been overweight most of my life, and I always thought that it had everything to do with the food and nothing else. So today I wanted to do a little webinar about the things that three of the most common things that can throw your blood sugar out of balance, and it affects your ability to lose weight. And I guess I just want to answer a question right away. You do not have to be pre-diabetic or be diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Everyone has blood sugar levels that swing up and down. And when we can learn how to keep those in balance, the weight will just melt right off. So I want to talk about three common imbalances that have nothing to do with food. Well, one of them might have to do with food, but it just depends. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to share my screen. Hope you can see that. So blood sugar imbalance and your weight. Again, I'm Tami Jersey Roberts, functional nutrition counselor through the Functional Nutrition Alliance. I'm passionate about blood sugar mastery because it's fundamental to every condition. Every bit of good health depends on your blood sugar. You probably heard me say before that you need to be sleeping, you need to be pooping, and your blood sugar needs to be in balance for any condition if you want to get better. Those are the foundational, fundamental three things. So this talk is for you if you want to crush your cravings and end the carb guilt. If you want endless energy so you can thrive and do the things that you love, and you want to lose weight, but most of all, you want to keep it off. And you want to have healthy blood sugar control because it also makes you feel great. So the importance of blood sugar control. Maintaining a healthy blood sugar balance is extremely important if you want to avoid long-term health issues. I just talked about that. It's also key to your weight management and just feeling good in your own body. When your diet is mainly composed of carbs and sugar, it can lead to blood sugar swings that show up in your day-to-day life, such as cravings for carbs and caffeine and sugar. You have low energy and mood swings, and your sleep can even be disrupted. So how do you know if your blood sugar is off balance? Well, of course, you can ask your doctor for testing. This is always a good idea. And most doctors, whenever they pull lab work, this is an automatic test. But it could also be that you had the test done and the doctor said it looks normal. And that does not necessarily mean that your blood sugar is not having high and low swings. It could still show up normal on the tests. Tests are a topic for another video. I could talk about that for an hour, but anyway, if your test says you're normal, that's great, but you can still have high and low blood sugar swings. Because testing sometimes does not give the whole picture. Long before problems intensified enough to show up on the test, Your body gives you signs that something's off. All we need to do is slow down and listen. Let's look at 3 signs of blood sugar imbalance and what your body may be trying to tell you. So the first one is cravings. Food cravings. Do you crave sugar, carbs, and caffeine? It's not your fault. If you overshoot your carb tolerance, meaning the amount of carbs that your body can handle, it makes you crave more food, more carbs, more sugar. It's just the way it works. The leading cause of food cravings is blood sugar imbalance. When your blood sugar fluctuates too much, your body responds by wanting more food or a particular type of food to compensate. Oh, and then there's stress. Throw stress in the mix and you have double trouble. Stress also causes blood sugar swings, which leads to even more cravings. When your blood sugar is out of control, your appetite, energy levels, and cravings will also be out of control. And you'll reach for certain foods to try to make yourself feel better. But most of the time, this doesn't work. It's actually a cycle. It will make you crave even more of those foods. The stress hormone cortisol is one of the hormones responsible for getting your blood sugar up. Insulin is another hormone. It's responsible for getting your blood sugar down. But when you are stressed, the relationship between these two hormones is out of balance. And cortisol is the one that usually wins, the stress hormone, cortisol. Since your cravings are determined mainly by your blood sugar levels, you can see the problem. It's a cycle. That's why cravings are not about willpower. It's not just an inability to control yourself. So feeling guilty about giving in to the cravings often leads to low self-esteem and crushed self-confidence. It makes you feel like you just can't do it. But know this, it's not you, it's your hormones. So try this. Don't overcarb. Find your carb tolerance. Like how many, I'm not talking about the number of carbs, I'm talking about a quantity of foods that have carbs. Find out, figure out how much you can eat without feeling bad. And there's certain low starch carbs and starchy carbs and sugary carbs, but you don't want to overdo the carbs. Now, I am not talking about a low carb diet, just to make that clear. I'm just talking about eating normally, but avoiding the carbs that make your blood sugar go out of control, which is what this is. Avoid refined carbs. The carbohydrates in things like white bread, pasta, and bagels are so refined that your body treats them like sugars, and it produces the same effects in your body as if you ate too much sugar. And you also want to boost your nutritional status. Most people are nutrient deficient, especially if they've been eating a lot of sugar. Sugar depletes your nutrients. So you may want to, for a while, few months, see how you feel. Take a daily multivitamin. Multivitamin and mineral supplements can help you control your nutritional deficiencies. And if you are not nutrient deficient, like you have enough nutrients, this will reduce your cravings. And avoid sugary snacks. Avoid stocking up on sugary snacks. If you keep the snacks out of your house and your office, you'll have a harder time finding things to snack on when the cravings strike. It's much better to drink a glass of water, and if you're hungry late at night, late night snacking, drink a glass of water. Everybody who's tried this, it works for them. It takes those cravings away. And fix your stress. Reduce your stress. As I already mentioned, stress messes with your blood sugar and it makes the cravings worse. So I know that we're living in a world that we can't eliminate a stress, and we don't want to eliminate all stress. We just want to eliminate the things that we do have control of. Low energy. Low energy is another sign that your sugar may be out of balance. Energy crashes. Your blood sugar influences the amount of energy you have. Your blood sugar level is influenced by two main things: your stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, and insulin is another hormone. If you eat too many carbs, you might feel sleepy and tired after eating. On the other hand, you might feel okay after eating, but your blood sugar dips between meals, making you crash. So try this. Start the day right. Instead of having carbs and sugar in the morning for breakfast, have a breakfast that's rich in protein, fat, phytonutrients. Smoothies are excellent for this, as long as they're not loaded up with sugars and carbs. Use one of my smoothie recipes. Plus, they help you curb your cravings all day long. So start your day right. Eat regularly. Eat regular meals. Experts recommend 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, or 5 small meals per day. Not eating causes a drop in your blood sugar level, which will leave you hungry and craving sugary snacks. So eat regularly. Eat balanced meals. Eat some protein and healthy fats with each meal. This will help you control your blood sugar levels throughout the whole day. And eat real food. Consume more whole foods. Whole foods contain little or no processed sugar. When food is in its natural form, such as in fruits and vegetables, your body will have an easier time breaking it down. These are the foods that were made for us to eat. So eat real food. And again, fix your stress. If you do all of the above, but you ignore stress, you won't get the maximum results from your efforts. And I do want to say that this is one that I ignored stress. I just thought, oh, everybody's stressed. You know, you work too many hours, too long, too much. And it catches up. It definitely catches up. And even though I was eating great, I wasn't managing my stress. I wasn't taking good care of myself. And it just, no matter what I was eating, I was either staying the same weight or gaining weight, but I was not losing. And it was the stress. When you're all tight, you can't let things go, which would include the weight. So the third sign could be sleep issues. The third sign of sugar imbalance could be sleep issues. So blood sugar swings and sleep. Blood sugar affects your sleep, and sugar affects and sleep affects blood sugar. So blood sugar affects your sleep and sleep affects your blood sugar, causing a cycle. Here's what that might look like. If you're having trouble falling asleep, you may have eaten too many carbs. So eating too many carbs or too much sugar raises your blood sugar. So before you go to bed, or, you probably don't want to eat anything between the time you end dinner and the time you go to bed. That should be at least 3 hours. But if you drink some herbal teas like with passion flower, chamomile, valerian, holy basil, these are excellent for promoting sleep. And there's many other ones that I have in the Facebook group. And the second issue with sleep that can be related to blood sugar is if you're having trouble staying asleep, maybe you wake up in the middle of the night, blood sugar may be low, and consider eating a protein, fat, and carb snack before bedtime. Now, I just got finished saying that I don't want you to eat from dinner time to bedtime. However, if you're waking up in the middle of the night, and you can test your blood sugar if you want, but if you find that your blood sugar feels low, like if you're really weak, you may want to try eating a tiny, tiny bit of a protein, fat, and carb snack right before bed. Sometimes people just eat like a very small, thin slice of turkey with a little bit of lettuce wrapped around it, or something very small. And I want you to show your adrenals some love. Your adrenals are the little tiny glands that sit on top of your kidneys, and they look like a little cradle cap, like on a baby. And if you go like almost right even with your belly button, and you can massage right there on each side, you can usually feel them, and you'll feel the massage. You can also just go like this on your back, just right at the top of your kidneys. Just use your fist to do a gentle massage. So that's one way that you can show your adrenals some love. If your blood sugar is out of whack, and you're also dealing with chronic stress issues, you likely have trouble with both too high and too low blood sugar. So an excellent solution for this is to work on adrenal support, because cortisol is coming from your adrenal glands. That's where cortisol pumps from, at least most of it does. And so if you're completely stressed a lot of the time, your adrenal glands get tired because they're just working all the time. And they call that adrenal fatigue. So other ways you can support your adrenals is to drink tea or take supplemental herbs. The herbs I recommend are rhodiola, ashwagandha, holy basil. So you notice that I used holy basil in this one and for promoting sleep. So get some holy basil tea, and it comes mixed a lot with passion flower and chamomile, rhodiola, ashwagandha. You can find these mixtures pretty easily at almost any grocery store, drugstore, online. Pretty easy to find. So I prepared a quiz, and I've listed out all the symptoms for blood that could show up if you have a sugar imbalance, a blood sugar imbalance. So this quiz is free, and I have it online, TamiRoberts.com/BS quiz. And I'll put a link below this video, but I definitely encourage you to download this blood sugar quiz. Find out if this is something that could be blocking your weight loss. So again, that was blood sugar imbalance in your weight. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't have my head up the whole time like that. But anyway, Tami Jersey Roberts, functional nutrition counselor. And if you're not in my Facebook group, it's Functional Medicine Blood Sugar Mastery. Or of course, you can find me on Facebook, and there's a link to it right on my profile. If you have any questions, just hit me up in the Facebook group and I'll be happy to answer. Thank you. Let me know how you do on the quiz.